DoubleZero is a physical fiber infrastructure network, and really what this means is we're a parallel pathway to the public internet for all these types of high-performance distributed systems. And for years, traditional finance and other types of businesses have been using this private dedicated fiber because it's much faster than what the public internet can allow. And we've finally gotten to a place where blockchains are fast enough to make use of this technology. And so if we're really going to compete with traditional finance, we need to be using the same base layer technologies that they're using for this to really allow blockchains to move, up to 10 to 100 times faster than they do today. So most of the work that's been done in blockchain over the last really 15 years has been focused on purely the software layer. There's very few innovations that have taken place on the hardware layer because there's always this sort of gap between software engineers and people who actually think about hardware and performance. But if you look back over the journey of pretty much every large tech company like Facebook, they start off purely as software, and then they get into data centers and they build their own fiber infrastructure at some point. But Facebook's the largest investor in subsea fiber in the world nowadays. And so, for us, when we're looking at the long-term scalability, it really is that software now has created very scalable, powerful networks, but they're limited by how quickly they can broadcast information and how quickly they can communicate around the world. And as long as we're limited by the public internet, it's sort of like you can keep getting faster and faster trains, but at some point the tracks become the limiting factor in how fast you can run a train. And that's really the place we're at with blockchain. And so what DoubleZero is doing is it's reinventing that core base layer and saying instead of using the public internet, we can use private dedicated networks that are run by multiple independent companies. And that way we keep the ideas of censorship resistance and multi-party checks and balances that make crypto as powerful as it is. So we kind of joke that we're the first real infrastructure project in crypto because we don't even have a smart contract layer. It's way below that type of system. And it really is, you can run stablecoin systems, you can run blockchains on top of DoubleZero, you can run non-blockchain systems on top of DoubleZero. It really is an alternative to the public internet for these types of high performance systems. And so from that perspective, we are neutral base layer infrastructure. We'll support all types of use cases that want to work on top of it.